When I was a girl, it seemed as though I had everything. I remember the summer evenings when my brother and I would sit by the river and dream about our futures. I wanted to be a nurse. I didn't know then that my dream would never come true. When I was 11, I first saw the white patches on my skin. I was scared to check myself when I washed in the river. With every week that passed, another patch appeared. The doctor told me I had leprosy. I didn't really know what that meant. No one in my family had ever had this disease before. I should have been given medicine, but I was sent home with nothing. Without the cure, leprosy began to attack my body. Slowly, I lost the feeling in my hands. My fingers were so weak that one morning as I was cooking rice, I dropped the pan. Boiling water poured over my hands, but I felt nothing. We all panicked. My mother took me from one traditional healer to another, but nothing they gave me worked. From this point on, my life took a very dark turn. My grandfather lived with us, and when no one was listening, he would tell me I was a curse. He said he was going to kill me. I was going to die. I was so scared of him. He tried to poison my rice and made me really sick. He took me to the railway tracks and tried to push me in front of a train. I don't know how I escaped, but I managed to run away. Then one day, he told my mother he was taking me to hospital and that he'd bring me back when I was better. We drove for hours and hours. Eventually, we stopped at what looked like a derelict village on some waste ground. He told me to get out. I thought he was coming too, but he didn't. I was terrified. Where was I? What was happening? I fell on the floor, crying for my mother. I didn't know then that I'd never see her again. An elderly lady from one of the shacks picked me off the floor. She and her husband took me in and looked after me in the leprosy colony. My heart was broken, but slowly I rebuilt my life as best I could. My hands were almost useless. I knew there wasn't much of a future for me. At night, I'd lie in bed and think about my brother and of the dreams we once had. When I was 19, I married an older man from another leprosy colony. I have 2 sons of my own now, but I want so much more for them than this life, the life I've had. We have nothing. I have to beg because no one will employ me because of my leprosy. Our home is collapsing. There's water coming through the roof. It's really hard living in a wet, damp room during the monsoon. There's no toilet, and we walk to the river to get water. There's so much sickness. I can't afford doctors. No one can hear. I'm scared our children will get leprosy too. No one cares about us. We are forgotten.
Anjali's tragic story is just one of the many in this region of Odisha. Poverty, poor sanitation, and a lack of healthcare means it's the perfect breeding ground for leprosy. These communities have been forgotten by the world, with no outside help for over 2 decades. We found elderly people surviving on 1 bowl of rice a day, malnourished and weak. Children facing sickness from drinking river water. Homes on the verge of collapse. Infected ulcers and disability caused by leprosy, seen as a curse and despised by all around them. But worst of all was the loss of hope. This year, you can be a part of something amazing, restoring hope and reviving these communities, stopping the spread of leprosy now and for future generations, providing clean water and toilets, building safe homes, providing opportunities to grow food and look after livestock. With your support, people affected by leprosy in this remote region of Odisha will no longer be forgotten. It's time to revive health, revive futures, and revive hope. Let's revive people affected by leprosy in Odisha. £24 cures one person of leprosy. £72 buys 2 goats for milk and breeding. £160 provides vegetable plants and fruit trees for a community farm. £800 provides a borewell for a source of clean water. £2,500 with a match fund of £1,500 from the Indian government builds a safe family home and toilet. Please visit leprosymission.org.uk/revive to give today.